All right, so thank you very much, sir. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for that presentation. Very impactful and insightful. Thank you very much for it. I have gained a lot from that. So, I'll be talking on career paths for this area, industry, and government. And before I go on, let me just say who are microbiologists? Microbiologists are individuals who go to the higher institution, the microorganisms, the way they interact, relate, and their effects on the environment and on man. Then when we talk about career paths, it's a series of jobs or roles that constitute a person's career, especially one in a particular field, like ours now, the microbiology. So looking at career paths, it's a list of steps to take in one's profession or in microbiology for progressing into different or more advanced roles as a microbiologist, or a series of job experience that helps a microbiologist to reach their ultimate career objectives and what the career paths of microbiologists in academic. We can see that microbiology is not streamlined to a particular aspect. It is a broad kind of course. It is diverse. We have the medical microbiology in a few. We have them like that. We have them mixed. Or in academia. And looking at academic career in microbiology, academic focuses mainly on research about the academic career. And most of the time, it is done in the university, research institute, or medical schools. And the roles are ideal for those who are passionate about advancing scientific knowledge, impacting knowledge. Like Oga said the other time, that when you do it and you make it to others, you see how it can benefit the general masses. So, in research, an individual is tolling the part of an academic, and whatever knowledge is being acquired must be ready to share and make it use it. Then training future scientists. When we talk about the career path in academic, in microbiology, it is tailored to train future scientists and to contribute to public health and environmental solution. It's not meant to be kept with one alone. And so looking at the career path of microbiologists in academic, we have the earlier career routes, and these are the graduate students who have graduated from the university. Majorly, the career road starts from your undergrad. You go in your master's and the PhD. And looking into individual company, it starts with graduate student. That intention of going into the research field, or you are going into academic. So majorly we start with graduate students, PhD students in particular. Role is majorly to conduct research in a specialized area, maybe virology, microbiology, antibiotic resistance, and so on, so forth. So when you do that, you don't keep it. You publish papers, you present at conferences, and build technical skills. Then you build team. In the course of it, like Oga was saying the other time, that in the course of his PhD, he attended series of conferences, published published papers. And so that is what is expected as a PhD student who is tailoring towards academic. We need to publish papers, attend conferences, and we need to build our technical skill, understand what we are doing in the field or in our laboratory, and know what we are bringing out to the masses. Then we have the research scientist. We have the postdoctoral fellow as well. So the entry level role after a PhD. So when you are done with your PhD, this is where you go. You work under a senior researcher to gain expertise in your specialized area as a microbiologist. And all you are coming up with is not meant to be kept with you. You need to publish the work and bring it out for others to gain and learn from it. Then we have the assistant professor. They lead independent research work. They teach undergraduates and graduate students. They mentor students. They secure major grants. I was talking about grants the other time, that there's a particular researcher who secures 2 grants a year. He writes 12 every year, and he's always fortunate 2 will be granted to him. So it's expected that as an assistant professor, you secure grants. And from the grants, you can continue to work extensively, and one will not be narrowed to what one is doing. One will be able to work effectively and efficiently. Then publish high impact work. Publication, you cannot do without publishing. Then associate stroke full professor, they collaborate globally. Although I was talking about collaboration, you don't stay in our local environment and believe what we are doing is all in us. We collaborate with people, interdisciplinary collaboration, and then collaborate globally, which is what is encouraged as well. We are the associate professor or full professor. They are there to help shape institutional policies. They may take administrative role, like dean of faculty, the head of department, director of colleges, and the rest like that. So they focus on teaching, the lecture, the undergraduates, the postgraduates, and teaches in all areas like that. Then we have others like the adjunct professors too, who come in part-time level to teach. Then the clinical microbiologists in the teaching hospital too. Then we have, who are the employees of these ones? We have the university can employ one, whether public university or private university. The medical schools, yes, and then the research institutes are the ones that can employ this individual. And for the entry level, for individual who is coming into academic, majorly the entry level, the entry qualification or requirement is PhD. PhD is mandatory for research of who is coming into academics. PhD is very important for such. Then others to be postdoctoral experience, strong publication research, grant writing skills, and then teaching experience. Let me quickly rush to industry. Looking at the career path of microbiologists in the industry. We look at the industrial career is broad on its own. You have different types of industry. You have the food, the medical, you have the pharmaceutical, you have the environmental, and the rest like that. So coming into industrial career, industry focuses on applied research. The research that is being done in the academic does not remain in the academic alone. We bring its real application into the industry. And when we bring it into the industry commercialization in this industrial sector, majorly what is done in the academic does not remain there. It is brought into the industry, and that's why there is need for collaboration. You just don't leave the work here. There must be a way that the industry and the research or the academic is collaborating together. Because when the research is being conducted in the academic, it should not remain there. It should be published, and there should be a way to link up with the industry so that what is being done in the lab will be applied in the industry. I STEP conference, the key speaker was speaking about most of the things he has done. And he said this work should not be limited to the laboratory in the institution or in the research field. It must be applied in the industry. And the emphasis was being laid so much on patency and also on collaboration within the industry and the academic. So the industry it should be the application of what is being done in the academic field. So we have so many sectors. The academic, like I said the other time, the pharmaceutical, the agriculture, the food, the environmental industries, and the rest like that. So majorly in the industry, we have the key roles and development. We have the research and development scientists. In the research and development scientists, what they majorly do is they develop products like vaccines, probiotics, or biofuels. That is what is being done in the laboratory, in the research field. They bring it into the industry and produce via heat. We have the senior scientist stroke project manager. This one's lead teams, the manages timeline and liaises with the regulatory body. Then we have the directors of research and development. What they do majorly is to oversee innovation pipelines and budgets. Then we have the quality assurance and quality control unit in the industry. The quality assurance specialist is there to ensure products meet safety standards. The sterility test is supposed to be done so that the product will meet safety standard. Then we have the quality control manager. He manages with the FDA or any federal drug agency or federal body like the NAFDAC. They must be there so that the product meets the standard that is being set by this agency. Regulatory affairs. The regulatory affairs specializes majorly. We have the regulatory affairs specialists. What they do majorly is to make sure that the drug or what is being produced, is being produced meets normal approval processes, go through companies' approval processes, and most of their devices are in proper condition and they can work effectively and efficiently. We have the regulatory affairs managers who develop global submission strategies. Then we have the applied microbiologist role. In this place, we have the fermentation scientist. What he does is that he optimizes the microbial processes for breweries, for fermentation, for bioplastics, or for the production of enzymes. How to have an optimum production from some of these microorganisms that is being used in the laboratory. Then we have the environmental microbiology work in the industry. Literally, what the environmental microbiology is meant to do is to work on the wastewater, the solid waste that is being released, how it could be treated and bioremediated so that it will not pollute or affect the environment when it is being released. So that is majorly the work. Then we have the leadership and the entrepreneurship role. That is the chief scientific officer. They drive the research and development strategy for startup or what is by the standard of the industry founder and the co-CEOs who work in the industry too. They launch ventures, whether there is the production of new diagnostic kits, microbiome therapy. Who are the employers of these microbiologists in the industry? We have the pharmaceutical founder of the industry or the owners of the industry, whether government-owned or individual or private-owned. The employers are the owners of the company who can employ them. We have the food and beverage industries too, like the Nestle. We have the pens. We have so many of them. We have the agricultural firm too. Individuals in the agricultural firm. The owners of the firm are the ones who recruit or employ these ones. And what are the entry requirements? Majorly, one can enter with what? With bachelor's degree. Your BSc, you can come in with it. You can come in with masters for entry level roles. From BSc, one could be what? Employed into the industrial microbiology career in the industry. And one can go from this BSc, one could be employed as lab technician. Then PhD for senior research and development leadership position. Then certifications, so one will have certification from different bodies. Then let's go to government. The role of microbiologist. Career path of microbiologists in government. Career path of microbiologists in government. Majorly government roles. What we do as microbiology, or how microbiology comes in, is to emphasize public health, environmental monitoring, policy, and regulatory overseas. So, the key roles and progression, majorly what is being done, what a microbiologist is employed to do is to see that the public health is protected. How we're going to work so that microbes will not affect the public health, whether it is the production from the industry does not go about bringing about an outbreak or whatsoever, how the health of the public will be protected. Then how to what? To monitor the environment. Then to bring up some policies and regulations to guide in what is to be released, supposed to be released into the environment, so that the soil, the water, the air, or the general ecosystem will not be polluted. So we have the key roles and the progression. We have the public health and epidemiologists. The epidemiologists investigate diseases outbreaks. Like when we have the COVID-19, we can be sure that it is the epidemiologists that really, microbiologists that are in the epidemiology field, comes into action to see what can we do, how can we protect ourselves. And you see what we are being told. We need to have social distances, use nose cover, and wash your hand regularly, and the rest like that. So it is the aspect of the work of a microbiologist with an epidemiologist working in public environment that comes up with some of these regulatory policies or guidelines. Virus to see how does this virus survive, what allows it to keep spreading, how do we curb it. So it is the work of the epidemiologist. Then we have the public health microbiologists too. They test samples for pathogen, yes, like I said the other time too, COVID-19 surveillance. They test samples, they collect samples. And then we have the regulatory and compliance microbiologists. What they do is to review drugs and devices that could be used in taking care of some outbreak that may occur, or the drug that is being produced from the industry. Then we have the environmental microbiologists. The environmental microbiologists in the public sector, what they do majorly, they monitor the water, the soil, and the air of the environment for contamination, and to see how to bioremediate or biodegrade some of these contaminants that may be present in the environment. Then we have the biodefense and security. The biodefense researcher, they studies any biothreats that may be coming up, like the anthrax. Some labs, the anthrax happens to be one of the biothreats that we have. So we have people who are in that field who takes care of it, see how they can combat it when an outbreak of such may occur. Then we have the policy advisors in the government who are microbiologists. They help shape legislation on biosecurity and antibiotic stewardship. Then we have the agricultural and environmental role. So these researchers, what they do majorly is to research crop pathogens or livestock pathogens that will be present. How can it be combated if this outbreak comes up from a livestock farm What can we do? How do we combat it? How do we prevent people from consuming those livestock? So those are the works of those in the agricultural and environmental individual or scientists in government. And then they can develop biocontrol vaccines in protecting the general public against an outbreak or whatever disease that may infect sign. And help release of some of these microorganisms. Then we have this for bioremediation, e.g. in oil spill cleaning up or in soil health. And last of all, we have the advocacy scientists. These are microbiologists who help to shape the legislation and antibiotic stewardship, biosecurity or climate change. These are the ones that give advice to the government on what to do, how to go about, how to take care, how to bring about the security of the public health. Some of the policies that is being released, these are the ones that comes up with it, and to see how one can help and prevent its continuous reoccurrence. So for one to come in the entry level into the as a microbiologist in government, we look at the educational career. One can come in with BSc, that's Bachelor of Science, or one can come in with master's degree, and that's at the end role. And one can come in as a lab technician, field analyst. Then we have the PhD could be required for research leadership or for policy role. So when you are coming into the government as a microbiologist into the government sector, public sector, you can come. One is allowed to come in at bachelor's level or master's level. Then one should be.
Please, I think. Can you round up, please? You have used 22 minutes already. You have.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah. In rounding up and to conclude, there is a link between the academic, the industry, and even the government. When there is a link from that, what is being done should be applied in the industry. Government should regulate what is being released into the environment and how the public health should be protected from what is being produced from the industry. Thank you very much. Thank you for listening.
All right. Thank you. Do you have any question for? Do you have any question for her, please, on this topic? Do you have any question for her on this topic of career path for microbiologists in academia, ministry, and government?
Yes,
the question I have is that which country are you looking at?
I'm speaking in general, not specifying to a particular country, but because we are in Nigeria too, I've been able to talk about Nigeria, but link it with other countries to like USA.
Okay, so what is the salary of those working in academia, industry, and government? Or you think salary is not an important thing to talk about? Yeah?
Yes, it is important. Looking into the salary, the industry more. Yeah.
All right, let's move to the next speaker. I think, Susmita, are you ready for us?
I just